Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's home playoff game here at Viking Stadium. I'm Andy Hartman along with Dominic Pecora, and tonight should be the first real test for the Vikings. They come in at a 9-0 record, pretty much blowing through the ICL this year. And Dom, this Hastings team could bring them a few troubles tonight.
This is going to be a tough test for the Hazlitt defense, as all year they have stymied opponents. I believe it was 3 shutouts, including last week when they won 27-20 in Heartland. There haven't been too many tests, and the Vikings have their hands full tonight, Andy.
Should be a very interesting game tonight, and we are very proud to bring it to you here on TV 25. We will be right back to bring you this exciting game after this. Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Viking football here on TV 25. I'm Andy Hartman along with Dominic Pecora, and as we stated, this is the first playoff game of the year. Should be a good one, Dom.
It's what the Vikings have been waiting for all season, Andy. Last year, as you remember, in the first round, Charlotte came into this building and upset the Vikings, which ended an 8-1 season, a season with high expectations, even higher expectations this year. And Hazlitt has one thing on their mind, and that's the Pontiac Silverdome.
And with good intentions, too. Last time Vikings were at the Pontiac Silverdome, they were pretty much manhandled by Menominee, Dom. But this seems like a more faster, a smarter, and stronger team than that team was back in '98.
From top to bottom, you might take a look at this team and compare them to the '98 squad, and maybe talent-wise, they do have an edge. This team is set in every position. I don't think Coach Otluski has one complaint. He's got a phenomenal quarterback in Conrad Bird. He's got a balanced running game, and he's actually got receivers to throw to. And there's nothing stopping Hazlitt as they are looking forward to a potential, and I repeat, potential showdown with East Lansing next week.
That is correct, as you've stated. East Lansing plays Charlotte, and the winner would play this team. Presumably that is going to be the Vikings if they pull out the victory, but that would be a great matchup not only for both schools but for the community as well. That would draw a huge number of fans.
Hazlitt and East Lansing just minutes away here in both schools with an undefeated record. That would be really something for this area to see. But Charlotte and Hastings take nothing away. Those teams haven't got here for nothing. Hastings at 8-1. Only lost to Detroit Country Day, a state perennial powerhouse every year.
Should be a good one, as you mentioned, especially with Country Day. East Lansing beat Country Day, if I'm not mistaken.
That's true.
So this Hastings team, the Vikings cannot take for granted. They cannot let Hastings come in here and bully them. They have to continue to play the type of football they've played all year, going to a 9-0 record, winning a league title again, and they just got to do what they've done all year.
You take a look at Coach Otluski, whose squad pulled out a nail-biter last week when Brent McIntosh leaped into the end zone with 45 seconds left to give them the victory, 27-20.
I missed that game. How did that game pretty much look, though, Dom? From the sounds of it, it sounded like it was really close, but was that just because
Heartland gave the Vikings all they could handle and then some? It was 20-20 late in the game, and the Vikings drove down and got the winning score and protected their perfect season for the 3rd time in 4 years.
Very impressive.
36-1 over the last 4 years, or 35-1, excuse me.
That is very impressive, and that should be something Coach Otluski should be very proud of, having such a tremendous record. Both teams coming here tonight, though, with a combined 17-1 record, Dom. That's pretty impressive. That is.
A lot of schools this year needed extra wins to get in. 5-4 really isn't the acceptable mark. You had to be at least 6-3 to have a shot. And Hastings secured their spot early in the season.
We get set here for the opening kickoff here in the 2001 playoffs. Is number 88 for Hastings. Zach Fulmer, who is also the captain, gets set here to kick off. Is Chris Rucius is deep, as well as Jared Twitchell.
Rucius with big play capability here on special teams. Look for him to get a return early.
There's a kick. Nice kick there. It's going to be taken by Rushis at about the 15-yard line, looking for a few blocks. He's got a couple. He's still on his feet, taken out of bounds around the 30-yard line. Excellent run there by Rushis.
Rushis with a nice return there. Got sandwiched a bit at the 29. Fights up to the 33 about is where they're going to mark it. And the Vikings going to start 1st and 10 as they want to get points on the board early and establish a lead and play with that lead.
Something especially want to do, especially at home with that kind of momentum the Vikings have, especially here in the Viking Stadium where they are pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah, you want to get the crowd into it early. Keep them going.
Featured backs in the backfield for Hazlitt is McIntosh, Fedewa, and Chris Hunt. There's going to be a handoff to number 8, Fedewa. He's going to fight for maybe a couple, not much more than that. Brought down by number 86, Caleb Case.
Nice job by Case to wrap up there as he bottled up Fedewa, who, if he gets in the open field, can make a lot of things happen.
This is something else I've noticed that the Vikings may have not been used to this season yet, Dom, is the size of Hastings. Hazlitt has not had to play with against a whole lot of size, and this Hastings team comes in pretty big.
These are some big boys, Andy.
2nd and 8 here, Conrad under center. He's going to hand it off there to, looks like number 5, Chris Hunt there on the run. Fights his way across the 35-yard line.
Solid run by the senior, Andy. This puts his team now in about a 3rd and 5 situation. As Hunt picked up about 4. Might see the Vikings here go to a pass package to the outside, maybe try to find Hamilton open in the flat.
3rd and 5 here for the Vikings on the 37-yard line. Bird's going to step back. Looks like he's going to keep it. Breaks a few tackles. He's going to be close to the 1st down, Dom. I think he's got it.
Yeah, I think that last fall forward might have earned him the 1st down. It's a nice fake by Bird to the outside. Kept the ball, and they're going to probably call out the measurements here.
From this viewpoint, it looks like he got it pretty easily, though.
It's going to be close.
Depending on the spot from those officials, Dom. Let me bring out the chain gang here. Oh, and they gave him a really bad spot, and that's going to be 4th down. I thought he had it, Dom. That's not a very good spot at all from the officials.
Tough break by the officials there. It looked like he might have got a little bit further than that. However, the Vikings now, with 4th and about half yard, are going to punt here. Not going to take any chances this early in the game.
And the snowy rain begins to fall outside. I'm glad I am not out there.
Look at the replay here on Bird's keeper. He's tripped up there, and actually probably was a pretty good spot. I stand corrected. Just short of the 1st down marker.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dom. Regardless, the Vikings will punt here. Line drive punt there by Joe Austin, looked like. Takes a Hazlitt bounce to like the 35-yard line for Hastings. So that's where Hastings offense will take over, and the Hazlitt D comes onto the field for the 1st time tonight.
Hazlitt's D has been close to impenetrable this year, as they only give up 20 points on 1 occasion.
Hastings is led by their quarterback, number 2, Dustin Bowman. Quick snap off the ball there. Fake pass. Vikings sniffed it out, though. He's still the running back there for Hastings. Looked like it was number 14. Joe Schaefer still fought for close to 5 yards, but the Vikings sniffed that play out. Be 2nd and about 5-yard line. They're 2nd and 5 now.
Yeah, that was a nice fake by Dustin Bowman as he dished it off to the outside. Picked up about 5 yards. Vikings would like a 3 and out here, Andy, get the ball back. Don't want their offense to get too cold on the sidelines.
Handoff there to number 14 again. Joe Schaefer.
He lost the ball.
Fumble. That's going to be recovered by the Vikings.
Big break for Hazlitt as Joe Schaefer picked up the 1st down and then some, dragging carriers, or some tacklers with him. Lost control of the ball, and Hazlitt will take over 1st and 10 in Hastings territory. And continually the defense comes up with a big play. Great
break here for the Vikings, especially in Saxon territory already. Be 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line. Vikings probably definitely would like to put some points up on this drive to set the tone for the rest of the game, Dom. Bird's going to hand it off there to number 5, Chris Hunt. Hangs onto the ball, fights for about 5 yards. These little 5-yard runs are going to keep wearing down this Hastings defense, especially if they're out there for a long period of time, Dom. I'm liking what Coach Otluski's doing right now.
Otluski and Port are going to like that. If you continually get 4 or 5 yards on the ground, as Hunt did just there, he's going to be very pleased. Now it sets up 2nd and 5 as opposed to a 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9.
Birds under center, looking over the defense as they shift over a little bit. Bird's going to hand it off to number 32, McIntosh. Breaks a few tackles, still on his feet. Finally tripped up by number 14, Joe Schaefer, but that's going to be a Viking 1st down. Excellent run there by McIntosh.
Fine cutback at about the 27 by McIntosh to get some extra yardage there. And see, for a moment, looked like he was going to break free for the 6 points. Sets up 1st and 10 at the 24 of Hastings.
Excellent run there, as you said, by McIntosh, Dom. Be a 1st and 10 deep inside Saxon territory now. There's a handoff to number 5, Hunt, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield, maybe have lost a yard or two.
Good penetration by number 45, Joey Keller, for the defense. And Hastings comes up with a solid play on 1st down. See number 56, Devin Foote, come into the game.
2nd and 9 now here as they fought for a yard, actually, Dom, on that last run. Bird hands it off to the 1st man through the hole. That's number 8, Fidowa. Just taken down. That's another close to a 1st down, it looks like, from here. Almost saw daylight again for the 6.
Nice run.
1st down, though.
Nice run by Fidowa, Andy. And it looked like there was a shift in the Saxons' backfield there, maybe suspecting some pass on 2nd down. However, Fidowa lunges in deep to Hastings territory. It's going to be 1st and goal for Hazlitt now, the 7.
And this is where Hazlitt has been very deadly all year, Dom. Inside the red zone, continuing to put points up when they need to, and that is what has gotten them to win games. 1st and goal. Conrad hands it off to number 8, Fidowa. Yup, and he may have fought for a yard. Hastings was ready for him on that one. I like this. I like being this close to the zone. I like having the option to maybe have a little tight end dump if you need to, or just continually to pound the ball.
You do have options here. You can use Nick Hamilton the outside. You also have one of the running backs you can put out in the flat. It's a lot of opportunities through the air for Otluski.
Bird's going to keep it on the ground, though. Hands it off to 32, McIntosh. Fumbles the ball, but I think they're going to call him down. Be 3rd down, and
McIntosh was awful close to the end zone there, Andy.
Awful close.
It's got to be inside the 1, I believe.
Less than a yard, 3rd and less than a yard with 6:30 here to go in the 1st quarter. Vikings threatening to put up points first.
Well, in situations like this, Andy, you got to go to your power. Probably give the ball to McIntosh right back again.
I would just give it to McIntosh and just have him pound it right between the tackles. And they do hand it off to McIntosh. He's in for the 6th. Touchdown, Vikings. They put the points up on the board first. What a way to finish off a drive.
Turnovers turn into points yet again for this Hazlitt football team as they jump out in front.
And how good is he going to be, Dom, when he is a senior, McIntosh?
Brent McIntosh, already one of the anchors of the Viking offense, but a lot of pressure is going to be on him next year as he's going to be the man with Hunt and Fidowa graduating.
As we see number 52, Brandon Zilch, getting set for the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and it splits the uprights. With 6:08 here to go in the 1st quarter, your Hazlitt Vikings lead 7-0 over the Saxons from Hastings.
You see Rob Port discussing the last play with Brent McIntosh. And the Vikings now with the early lead. And exactly what Coach Otluski was looking for, Andy.
An interesting side note, Dom. I
want to look at the replay of the touchdown. As you see the give to McIntosh, off tackle, daylight all the way to the goal line. Nice blocking there by the Viking offensive line.
Very nice. I think an interesting side note I have, Dom, is ever since we've been broadcasting games, the Vikings have jumped out to a lead and never looked back, pretty much.
That's what they like to do, Andy. They like to bury teams, get up by 20, 27 points by halftime. And then you're in control of the game, and the other team's on its heels before you know it. So that's what Luski, I'm sure, wants to do, get another score or two, maybe even in the first quarter.
Well, the way that last offensive drive went, I wouldn't see anything that's stopping them. You know, I think it was the jitters and the butterflies that stalled that first Viking drive.
Which is natural, the first game of the playoffs every year.
But I think if they continue to do what they did that last drive, they're going to put up a lot of points tonight. As number 5, Chris Hunt sets the kickoff here. It's a high lollipop kick. That's going to be fielded by number 82, Bo Furrow.
Furrow there with a nice job to keep his composure as Vikings were pairing in there on a little lob kick. Might have been a planned play by Coach Otluski. And now with pretty decent field position, the Hastings offense is going to take the field.
Maybe Otluski thought he could catch Hastings off guard there and jar the ball loose and get the ball back deep in Hastings territory, but this gives Hastings a great field position right now.
And on a couple of plays last series, Hastings offense, especially in the backfield, looked like it might have something to show.
Oh, they handed off to number 14, Joe Schaefer, and he has gone nowhere. He's wrapped up quickly by number 6, Nick Hamilton.
Steve Davich getting in on the play too, Andy, as the defense snuffed that one right out. Bring up 2nd and 10, maybe even 11.
Excellent pursuit there by the Viking D.
As we're gonna look at the replay there, and you see for the Vikings, number 79, Dave McManaman, as well, Steve Davich in on the tackle. It's Hamilton trailing the play.
Gonna hand it off there to number 40, Dan Slaughter for the Saxons. Tried to fight his way around the outside, maybe got a yard, and that is about all.
Slaughter picked up 2, maybe 2.5 there to the outside. Once again, the Vikings defense equal to the task. Now Hastings with a 3rd and long. We haven't seen what Dustin Bowman has as far as arm strength tonight. Maybe we'll see it here.
He seems like the type of quarterback that likes to step back in the pocket and just throw, as we see 4 receivers for Hastings. There's a man in motion coming across. He's gonna throw it. I think that's almost picked off.
Number 14 there for Hastings, Joe Schaefer caught that. Wouldn't have had enough for the first down regardless, but he was nailed on the play. And now Hastings will more than likely punt here.
Just what the Vikings want is a continual 3 and out. I thought that was play was almost picked off.
When it was jarred loose, it might have been. I couldn't see from this angle. Wouldn't have had enough anyway, and now Hastings squanders pretty solid field position against this Viking defense. A mistake that often proves deadly.
High snap, nice kick as Hunt's back to return it. He's gonna let it bounce.
That is a great kick.
That's a great kick inside the 5. Looks like about maybe the 2-yard line. What a great kick by number 46, Jake Tuthill, I'm sorry.
Fine punt by Tuthill. As he pinned the Vikings deep now. I believe it's gonna be 1st and 10 on their own 2-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Vikings here.
And I'm sure Tuthill didn't want to toot his own horn. That was a pretty fine kick.
Man. We'd like to thank our crew, especially Mr. Brian Town, for all his hard work and dedication this year to bring you Viking football. Done an excellent job this year, guys.
So the Vikings bottled up there for about a yard on the play, Andy. Maybe no gain on the play.
In this situation, Dom, I would maybe look for the little tight end dump to surprise Hastings just to get the ball away from that dangerous goal line, because they do not want to have a safety here and put Hastings with free points on the board.
With the wind coming at him, though, Andy, I think you might just see Hazlitt stay on the ground. There is an opportunity to go to the air, but with this kind of weather, they probably just want to get some breathing room to punt it out of there.
It's going to be handed off there to number 8, Fidawa. Fought for maybe about 2-3 yards there.
Lusky, if he could, would like to move it out about 3 more yards to give Hunt some room to get it out of there and hopefully get the ball past midfield. But right now, things a little edgy as you're on your own 5-yard line.
Third and 7 here for the Vikings. Bird's going to hand it off there to McIntosh, looking to get some room on the outside. Tripped up there in the back by number 42, B.J. Donahue.
I gotta agree with Lusky on the play calls here, Andy. Because now there's a little bit of room to punt.
And I'm sure that's all Lusky was looking for in that situation. Just some breathing room for his kicker to get it out there. As number 7, Joe Austin, is back to punt.
We're gonna take a look at the replay here of McIntosh to the outside. He ends up being about 4 yards short of a first down. However, a very good run by the junior.
Austin's kick, kind of a line drive. Takes a Hastings bounce, and it's going to go to about the 48-yard line.
38,
or 38-yard line, I'm sorry.
Put in Austin there to punt, Andy. Surprising move by Lusky as he moves the ball out to the 37. But Hastings now with prime field position to try to get this game tied.
Once again, Hastings here with good field position. This would be about the 3rd time tonight they've had good field position and have come away with nothing. And I'm sure they want to change that right here on this drive.
Doesn't get much better than this, starting on the 37-yard line of Hazlitt.
Overthrown, number 2, Dustin Bowman overthrows his receiver, number 32, Ted Greenfield.
Greenfield had a step there, Andy. If Bowman hadn't just overthrown him by about a foot or 2.
Seems like to me that Bowman has the arm strength to make good passes when he needs to. They just need to utilize him more.
You just got to settle down a little bit, find his receivers there.
It's the nerves. 2nd and 10 now here for Hastings. We're at 2:07 here to go in the first quarter. Hazlitt enjoying an early lead here, 7-0.
Interesting shift there, Andy.
That is different. Number 14, Joe Schaefer's coming in motion, coming all the way across. Probably looking to throw to him. Going to be batted down by the Vikings. Number 7, Joe Austin. I don't even think he was looking down. I think it just hit him in the back. That'll bring up a big 3rd down here.
Do whatever you can. You got to say you meant to do it there as Austin comes in with a big defensive play. As Dustin Bowman had a couple receivers open in the flat. And that'll be 3rd and long here. And now the Saxons in a position now where they're in danger of squandering yet another offensive opportunity.
4 receivers again this time.
It's like a shotgun.
Big 3rd down here. Bowman's looking back to throw. Right off the hands of number 14, Schaefer. Regardless, he would have been short for the first down. It's going to be 4th and 10. And Hastings is going to have to turn it over on downs. They're going to have to kick it away.
Kind of wonder what Coach Jeff Keller is going to do, or what he was doing there, rather, with 3rd and 10. Why you throw the 6-yard route when you're in this kind of field position, I do not know.
He might surprise us here and go for it, though, Dom. I do not see any sign of Hastings punting here.
Maybe. Now you're in a position, though, where you have to get that far. No, they're going to punt it away.
They're going to punt. There we go. It's number 9, Chris Ruchis is back deep to return the punt for the Vikings. Oh, it's a fake. They're going to keep it. Trying to option it out there to the big guy, number 45. What a hit by Twitchell. Unbelievable hit.
Jared Twitchell reading number 45, Joey Keller, all the way as he picks up maybe a yard on the fake, and the Vikings will take over on downs. Can't really fault the coach, Jeff Keller of Hastings, for that risky call this early in the game. You got to figure why not, but the Vikings equal to the task.
Are they going to miss this kid next year or what, Dom?
Taking over here, 1st and 10 at the 37.
In my mind, that is the best player in the area defensively is Lil Twitchell. Handoff there to 32 McIntosh. Gets it close to the 40-yard line. Second and 7 here on the 40-yard line for the Vikings. This could be another huge momentum change here for the Vikings really early in the game, Dom.
Defense has been out there quite a bit lately. The Vikings want to keep the ball on the ground here.
So there's going to be a keeper by Bird. He's got some blocks. He's sprinting up the sidelines. Thrown out of bounds, finally deep into Saxon territory. Excellent play call on the keep by Conrad Bird.
Great fake by Bird and great speed up the sideline that he utilized. Now into Hastings territory. It's going to be at the 35, and the Vikings are in business now with 1st and 10.
Hazlitt can hurt you in many ways, Dom.
We're going to look at the replay there of the keeper by Bird. An extra special slow motion. See the fake to McIntosh and some daylight to the outside. So there was one man left to trip him up.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. Handed off to number 5, Hunt, trying to get outside, still on his feet. He's going to be finally brought down by a couple of Saxons. Tried to bounce it out there a second time and just could not get around.
Hunt used some good finesse there, Andy, just to get the 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 4 now.
This might be one of the last plays of the quarter here, Dom. We're winding down inside 40 seconds of the first quarter. 2nd and 6 on the 31-yard line. Conrad hands it off to number 18. Dave Fedewa gets a 1st down.
Looks like there might have been a flag there, Andy. Not sure. Nope, no flag. Fedewa picks up the 1st down. Now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Vikings, as they're approaching the red zone yet again.
And I think they're just going to let the clock run out here in the first quarter, Dom. So the clock is inside 10
Coach
seconds.
Porritt and helper Bott on the sideline. Obviously pleased with the results of this first quarter.
That'll do it for the first quarter, as the Vikings are enjoying an early lead right now here, Dom, 7-0. And so far, the Vikings, being able to keep that Hastings offense bottled up, have pretty much been able to control the flow of the game so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I like what they're doing.
It's very true, Andy. That Hastings did have a couple of opportunities. They had the one starting at their own 40, and they also had the one starting on the Viking 37. Couldn't pick up one 1st down from either play. You saw the big fumble by Schaefer led to the Vikings score, and that's where we stand now, 7-0.
Nothing to take away from this Hastings team with that one loss that they've only had. They have the tools to put some points up on the board right now, but the Viking defense has just been able to just bottle them up in that fake punt they tried to run, that excellent open field tackle by Twitchell.
Well, they've got an interesting offense, Andy. You see with a lot of different positionings and receivers split out on some occasions, some motions in the backfield. I believe we saw 3 times there was a man, they put Schaefer in motion and used him as a receiver. So there's a lot of things that Joe Keller's trying to institute in his offense here. The Viking defense, however, has bottled it up pretty well so far tonight. As now offensively, the Vikings are in good position again with 1st and 10 at the Hastings 21. A 2-back set this time, Andy.
1st and 10 on the 21-yard line. Bird's gonna fake it. He's gonna go to the air. He's got him downfield. Intercepted in the end zone. Overthrows number 9, Chris Ruchis.
Great coverage by number 2, Dustin Bowman, the quarterback for the Saxons, and a big play on defense. And you saw what the big play on defense did for the Vikings earlier. Let's see if the Saxons can do the same. As a heartbreaking interception there, as Bird just overthrew his receiver. Was that intended for Ruchis?
It's intended for Ruchis.
In the end zone.
Just overthrew him.
That'll be a touchback now, and 1st and 10 for the Saxons as the defense comes through.
I like the look of this offense, though, that Hastings is running. More of the spread offense gives you a lot more options. I like the options that it gives you. As they're going to hand it off there to number 46, I believe, Jake Tuttle.
Dan Slaughter actually in on the carry, and that was a fine carry. It's a gain of 5. Let's bring up 2nd and 5 now. Slaughter's a pretty big boy as he took a couple Viking defenders with him.
He is a big kid. 2nd and 5 here for the Saxons. It's Dustin Bowman's in the backfield. Looks like they're going to give it to Slaughter again. This time wrapped up, going nowhere.
To give it right back to Slaughter, and he doesn't get too much on this carry, Andy, as he fools the Vikings once but not twice. And now it'll be 3rd and 5.
Another big 3rd and 5 here. I know that Conrad wants to get that ball back. He knows he made a mental mistake. He wants to get the ball back and make up for it and put some points back up on the board.
It's true.
So this is a big 3rd down here. So far, Dustin Bowman has been able to hit receivers. They just have not been able to get enough for the 1st down. There's Schaefer in motion again. Yep, and there's going to be a flag. I think there's movement on the Saxons. Delay of game.
It's going to be a costly 5 yards, Andy. 3rd and 5, so much different than 3rd and 10 now, as an almost obvious passing down.
Now, that's something new that I have not seen too often, is a delay of game called in high school football. But it just happened, so.
Referees with the play clocks, I believe, with their stopwatches there. And the Saxons took too much time, apparently, and now are penalized with a 5-yard loss.
Big 3rd and 10 now here for the Saxons. It's audible and out. They're going to lob it up. Livermore. Oh, just overthrows Schaefer. Livermore was right there, though, and that pass was heading out of bounds anyways.
I don't think there was any way that Joe Schaefer's going to come up with that. He's already undersized compared to Livermore, and Livermore was with him every step of the way. And now the Saxons will be forced to punt, but not a bad punt by any means, as they kept the Vikings off the scoreboard with the interception.
Yeah, especially with Schaefer's size, Dom. I don't think he could have gone up and gotten that catch anyways. DeRushis is back deep to receive the punt. Kick is off. It's going to take a couple bounces.
Smart play by the Saxons there, as they're not going to allow Chris Rushis to hurt them, as he's hurt so many other teams this year. And now the Vikings will have 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. So we've seen pretty good field position for both teams, aside from the time the Vikings were pinned deep.
Another excellent job by the Viking defense on that series. First and 10 on the 45-yard line for Hazlitt.
You're wondering, with Bird and the passing game being used so frugally tonight, and now with the interception, is Coach Otluski going to defer from that now?
Frugally?
Frugally, dude.
Hunt's trying to get around the outside. Tripped up. Oh, just as tripped up.
I tell you, if Chris Hunt doesn't trip up there, as he almost needed to break free of those tackles, he was gone.
Gets up and he's limping maybe a little bit back to the huddle. Just got tripped up there, Dom. If he broke one more tackle, he was gone. There was not anyone that could catch up to him.
Hope he wasn't limping there, Andy. Him recovering from torn ACL surgery last basketball season. Vikings could ill afford an injury to their star back.
2nd and 1 now here for the Vikings on the 46-yard line of this. Handed off there to number 32, McIntosh. Hit in the backfield by his own man. He's going to be dropped for a loss as he ran into Hunt, and I think Hunt's a little shaken up. That's going to be a big loss there for the Vikings. It's going to be 3rd and 3 instead of a 3rd and a short 1.
Tough break for Hazlitt there.
Excuse you. 3rd and 3 now here for the Vikes. You're going to keep it to Bird. Not going to fool the Saxons this time.
Saxons did a fine job defensively there, Andy, to keep Bird from getting the first down, and now Hazlitt will be forced to punt.
And we're going to throw it down to the field with Tammy Coates right now. Tammy?
Thanks, Tom and Andy. Behind me I have, for the Vikings keeping us warm, the large salamander kerosene heaters. And then on the field, it's kind of slippery, but we do have a lot of muddy patches. Dom, Andy, back to you guys.
Thanks, Tammy, for the update on the field conditions as well as the heat distribution. I know I feel relieved now. It's 4th and 1 here. The Vikings are going to have to punt as Austin's going to linger up a high punt. Fair catch is going to be called there by number 2, Dustin Bowman. And that's where the Saxons are going to take over about the 15-yard line.
Andy, that was a fine job by Austin to get that off, and some good hang time on that. And I'll pin back the Saxons at their own 15-yard line. So we're kind of establishing a flow now. Both teams have felled each other out, and 7-0 Vikings here for a while. Now Hastings, looking for that tying score, will have to start at their own 15.
Hazlitt definitely would probably want to put up another score here before halftime because I believe Hastings kicked off in the first quarter. So Hazlitt would be kicking off in the second half. There's going to be a pass dumped out to Schaefer. What a hit by Livermore.
Livermore psyched up about that tackle as he stayed with Schaefer pretty well. And Schaefer might have picked up about a yard to the outside there as they're using Schaefer in the backfield and in the flats.
I don't know if he got much of anything there, Dom.
Take a look at the replay here. Great slow motion by Brian Town. And boom, as Livermore hits him at the 16.
They're going to give it on the draw that time in motion to Schaefer. He's going to be close to the first down. That's the first big productive play that Hastings has had in a while. And he got the first down there, Dom.
Yes, he did. Finally, the Saxons can engineer a first down as they've had trouble doing that so far tonight. And with 7:15 to go, the Saxons have it 1st and 10 at their own 25.
Different lineup this time here for the Saxons is number 14 Schaefer is going to be brought down in the backfield. Looks like by number 7 Joe Austin.
Tackle by Austin as he snuck through there and tripped up Schaefer after a gain of 1.
And a different backfield that time. Almost looked like it was a power I.
Yes, it did. With a tough defensive line.
Bowman's back to throw. Overthrows his receiver.
If anyone had a chance at that ball, it was Jared Twitchell, and he's, you've said before, one of the best cover mans maybe in the state.
Incomplete. Bring up a 3rd down for the Saxons.
3rd and 9 here on the 26-yard line for the Saxons. So far still, the Vikings being able to control Hastings. That one big play there by Schaefer is all they've had so far.
It's true.
Big 3rd down here again as they line up in that spread offense. It's number 40, Dan Slaughter, is the deep back. They're going to give it to Slaughter. He's still on his feet.
Oh, that's the toughest 4 yards I've seen all night. Slaughter looks like Mike Allstott in the backfield there, dragging tacklers up for about a 4-yard gain.
He's built like Allstott at least. He's big enough.
Over 3rd and 10, not so sure that's what the Saxons were looking for. And they're going to punt.
4th and 5 for the Vikings. That tackle made by Matt Witt.
Looks like Chris Hunt deep as opposed to Rushis this time.
I don't think we're going to see any fakes this time here by Hastings.
Most likely not.
Nice kick, high punt. Looks like it's gonna take a nobody's bounce, actually, as it just gets across midfield.
That one was a little deceiving, Andy. It's now the kicker for the Saxons, number 45, Joey Keller, has the wind against him, which benefited him in the first quarter. And the Vikings with prime field position at the 49-yard line. That's where they'll start here. Conrad Byrne, we saw in between series there, trying to keep one on the sideline, throwing the ball around.
First and 10 here on the 49-yard line for the Vikings. This is going to be a handoff there to number 8, Fidowa, bringing people across.
Fidowa with a great job of keeping the ball hidden there, Andy. Before he broke free at the 40, picked up about 16 yards, first down for the Vikings. Coach Alusi's got plenty of time here with 5:29 to go. Maybe try to eat away the clock a little bit. Don't want to give Hastings a chance for 2 for 1.
No need to rush right now, especially the way that last run was looking. If the Vikings can continue to pound away. It's going to be a keeper by Bird. Excellent block upfield. Bird's going to get hit by their quarterback, though, number 2, Dustin Bowman.
Not a big gain on the play by Bird as he picked up 2 or 3, but what a block by Davidge to set that up. As he laid out the Saxons defender.
2nd and 8 now. Clock is continuing to run here inside 5 minutes.
We're going to look at the replay. Back that up for you in a second.
Bird's going to hand it off there to number 32, McIntosh. Didn't get much of anything there on that run.
Not too much out to the left sideline, Andy, as the Saxons were prepared for McIntosh. Kept him for maybe a half yard or so. And now it's going to be 3rd and long for Hazlitt. We're going to take a look at the replay from the play before. You're going to see Steve Davidge here. Well, we'll just tell you, that's a big ouch.
Well,
see him in the corner of your screen.
That's a nice block. Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 8 on the 33-yard line. Bird's going to throw here. Oh, just the ball slipped out of his hands, I think, there, as he had 32 McIntosh right in the flat, and I think the ball just slipped out of his hands.
Maybe the cold weather playing a factor, Andy, as he did have number 9, Chris Rucius, open in the near sideline. Now it's going to bring up 4th and 8, and now decision time. You're at the 33-yard line. You're in striking distance. Do you want to go for it now with 3:53 to go, or pin him deep?
I go for it here. I try to look here for Hamilton, who's not been seen too much as a receiver tonight. I look for him open in the flat, and I also look for maybe McIntosh in the flat as well.
Might see Bird on the keeper.
There's going to be a reverse there by Hunt, and they sniff that one out as number 45, Joey Keller, the captain, makes a big stop. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Hastings will take over 1st and 10.
Good play by Keller, and also Ted Greenfield kept the Vikings from getting the 1st down, and they'll take over now 1st and 10 on their own 31, and with ample time to put together a drive here. Clock shows 3:48.
Hastings is going to have their quarterback keep it. Bowman, he's sprinting free. He's got no one to beat. Oh, he's finally brought down by Davidge. I don't know where he came from. What a huge play.
If Steve Davidge doesn't make that tackle, Bowman might have found the end zone. Huge play in the first big play of the night for Hastings, as they are now in Viking territory. Ball's going to be spotted at the Viking 36.
I don't know what happened there, Dom. It seemed almost like the Vikings were not prepared defensively.
I'm going to look at the replay here. The 34-yard gain on Bowman. As you saw, Twitchell just had a chance but couldn't drag him out of bounds. And a gain of 34 and nearly intercepted there for the Vikings. Bring up 2nd and 10.
I don't think that run would have been as big as the 2 missed tackles there by the Vikings. Number 7, Austin.
That's true.
And Twitchell both could not wrap him up. Regardless, though, 2nd and 10 here on the incomplete pass. We're inside 3:21 here to go in the first half. Has it leading 7-0. Hastings threatening to put something up here on the board. So there's going to be a pitch out to Schaefer. He is going nowhere.
Schaefer only picked up about 3.5 yards here. And you just saw the big play with Bowman. Now maybe rely on your quarterback to get you a little bit further. The Vikings really, since the first series, have had Schaefer bottled up pretty well. It's going to be 3rd and 6 now at the 32. Probably looking at 4-down territory, Andy.
I'm looking here for the keeper again from Schaefer. They're going to take a timeout here.
Good move by Jeff Keller. He wants to talk to his team. He knows this drive is big. This is the first big play you've engineered against this Viking offense. And as we have a timeout here, we're going to send it down to Tammy Coates on the sideline. Tammy, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Tom and Andy. I'm here now with senior Stacy Greskoviak for NHS.
Yeah.
Stacy, can you tell me a little bit about NHS?
Yeah, Tammy, NHS is a volunteer organization in the high school, and basically our goal is just to serve the community and just to make Haslet look good.
All right. What about the activities you guys have done?
Well, so far we've got a Halloween committee right now, and we're having a haunted house tomorrow for kindergarten through 5th graders and a trick-or-treat route within the high school. So that should bring a lot of donations, and we're donating all that money to New York, so that should be really cool.
That's wonderful. Dom, Andy, back to you guys.
Thanks, Tammy. Appreciate that. As you saw, Stacy Greskowiak, the NHS president.
Great job by our sideline coordinator, Tammy Coates, for yet again another great story tonight so far. Tammy, you're doing a fine job as we come down to a big 3rd and 5 here with 3:16 to go in the first half. They're going to option it out there. He's going to be brought down by number 6, Nick Hamilton. What a huge play there as they tried to option it out there.
Tell you, Andy, look for a minute like Drew Bowman had something going to the outside. But as Nick Hamilton closed in, it was not to be. Now 4th and 7 for the Saxons with 2:51 to go. They're at the Viking 33. You're probably going to see them go for it, I would think here. We're going to look at the replay. As you see the initial play action fake. Pitches it. Davidge nearly breaking into the backfield. And you see Bowman going to the outside. And brought down eventually. Now they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Looking to throw here, probably looking to Schaefer. Pass is complete to number 32.
Greenfield.
Greenfield, that's going to be a 1st down.
Hey, smart call by Jeff Keller. Why not? The 33-yard line of Haslet, they're going to go for it here. And it pays off with 2:20 to go. Now Hastings is definitely in business at the 23, 1st and 10.
Going back to that last option play, Dom, I like the way that looked. You know, it's something the Vikings haven't seen all year, and I just like the way that that looked.
It's true.
Look, something different, you know, try to shake things up here. 1st and 10 here for the Saxons. They're going to quick handoff there to number 40, Dan Slaughter. He maybe fights for 3 or 4 yards.
Ball up the middle for Hastings. Ball spot on the 20-yard line.
Slaughter only fought for about 3 yards there as we tick down here to 1:44 to go in the first half. There's going to be a flag on the play. That is going to be on the Saxons.
That's an illegal shift. I couldn't see the signal from the official.
The Saxons. Ball back to the 25-yard line.
And that is a big penalty. I think that is exactly what that is, an illegal shift. So I'll bring it back here. 2nd and 12 now.
Go to the shotgun formation again.
Looking to throw here again. There's a fumble on the ground. I think they got it back, but what a hit as Dustin Bowman felt the brunt of that.
Steve Davidge has been all over the field tonight with big hits and thunderous blocks. He hammered Dustin Bowman. Nearly a devastating turnover for the Saxons. But they recover. Now with 1:10 to go, time now starting to become a bit of a factor. They'll spend a timeout to stop the clock. I'm going to look slow motion on the replay here. As you see, Bowman had a few seconds before Davidge, boom,
He drilled him. Plain and simple, just drilled him.
That's a lot of hurt.
They were lucky to pounce on that and get that back.
That's true. Alert play by the Saxon offensive lineman.
Big third down here now with 1:08 to go, Dom. I'd look to see probably another little quick strike that they had on that last first down.
Oh, they could look at this in 1 or 2 plays. They could try to, get the 14 all on one, and they also, it's 4-down territory. It's at the 27-yard line. So you got to figure that this is 4-down territory for the Saxons.
And we have not seen their ability of Hastings' kicker yet, so we don't know if it comes to that situation, if they would go and kick it.
Judging by watching the pregame, Andy, he looks to be, solid from 30 to 35 max. So right now you're probably looking at a little out of this range.
Big third down here, 3rd and 14 on the 27-yard line. As number 8, Joe Ahrens is in motion. Bowman's going to throw it here. Falling on the ground. They're going to throw a flag. Wow.
It's like Schaefer coughing up the ball as he shouldn't have there. Might have earned him a penalty as we await a possible interference call.
That's what they're going to call on Hazlitt.
That's going to be a big break for the Saxons now as it's an automatic first down.
That's a weak call.
I don't know if we can get a replay down there in the truck, but I'd like to see that one again, as that looked like pretty solid coverage.
I thought he dropped the ball. He hit the ground and dropped the ball. How do you call that pass interference? But regardless, you can't do anything about it. That'll move the ball. 1st and 10 now here with 1:04. Big break there for Hastings.
It's gonna move the ball up to the 12-yard line, Andy.
Inside the red zone.
Look at the replay here.
Ball spotted inside the 15-yard line.
And that is so not interference.
That's pretty bad call.
But the official has a different angle than us, so we could be wrong.
I've been wrong before, so 1st and 10 on the 13-yard line here. Hastings looking to punch one in. Winding down here in the first half. Hitting it to Schaefer again.
Schaefer makes another catch to the outside. He apparently didn't get out of bounds.
Clock is going to continue to run here. Referee's fumbling around here with the ball a little bit. Watch for the same play here, Don, probably. Bowman here's back to throw. He's being rushed heavily. Touchdown, Hastings. Bowman just rushed hazily and just threw it up there to number 32, Ted Greenfield. Touchdown, Hastings, puts him on the board, 7-6.
Bowman finally finds a seam in the Viking defense when it counts. Gets the 6 points, a big 6 points, as there's now 38 seconds left in the half. And what an impressive drive for Hastings as they go from their own 15-yard line with 3:48 left in the half. Now are on the verge of tying this game.
It was an impressive drive, though, Don, but that interference call helped them out.
It did.
Regardless, no matter how you look at it, that helped them out big time. It's number 88 here for Hastings. Zach Fulmer, the kick is blocked, though.
McIntosh got in
McIntosh, what an excellent pursuit to block that kick, and that's going to keep Hazlitt on top here, 7-6. Great break for Hazlitt.
That's definitely an alert play. Vikings might have succumbed there to giving up the score, but McIntosh broke through. And we're going to take a look at the touchdown here. As you see, Bowman was being rushed by number 55. I think that was Dustin Johnson. And into the end zone. That's Greenfield. So they get 6 points, not the 7 that they wanted. But now it's a 1-point game. And with 38 seconds to go, pending maybe a big return by Rusius. Probably see the Vikings take a knee here, Andy. The cold weather and the...
It'd be the smart thing to do. Get your kids inside, warm them up a little bit, talk about some of the good things they've done in the half. You know, regardless, they're still winning this game, Dom.
Defense has been solid. They looked like they were going to come up with a stop on that last series. The interference penalty, I mean, yeah, it looked a little shaky, but you never know. Breaks go either way this game. Come back to hurt the Vikings this time.
Zach Fulmer gets set here after the blocked extra point to kick off. He's going to kick a squib here, keeping it on the ground. It's going to be taken by number 21 for the Vikings, Matt Harney. In about 32 seconds here, the Vikings probably will just do what you said, Dom, and take a knee. Why risk anything when you're up? There's still a lot of football left.
Not the greatest half that Otluski could imagine, but he does have the lead. He's gonna have to give the ball up to start the second half. But I'm sure he has confidence in his defense to stop Hastings there. And I think Dustin Bowman's starting to find a bit of a rhythm, wouldn't you say?
I would definitely think so.
Maybe the halftime will help the Vikings in that aspect.
You're gonna hand it off there to number 5, Chris Hunt. That'll probably be the last play of the half. No, Vikings hurrying to the line though, Dom. I don't know if I really understand what's going on here. You know, you have the lead. Why don't not just let the clock run out here?
Well, also, if they were saving the clock, why was no timeout called?
Svidawa is finally brought down with about 8 seconds to go.
Call timeout here. Maybe try to set up one final pass. I don't know if Bird can get it down 55 yards if you're looking for the Hail Mary. You do have time, however, for maybe a quick out pass, maybe a first down.
And maybe they're going to try to see Zilch's foot power, see maybe how long he's come along. He's got the potential to kick.
You're at your own 45 here, and you would probably need at least
15 yards, probably down 20.
20, even I would probably say 20 to 25 to even have a legitimate shot. I mean, even then you're looking at close to 50 yards. So, but he does have the wind with him at this angle, so you never know.
1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line. Has it leading 7-6 here. 8 seconds to go in the first half.
You've seen a pretty good game so far tonight, Andy.
Uncharacteristic of most games that we've broadcasted this year.
Most games in Viking Stadium have been controlled by the Vikings for the most part, but this is the playoffs. This is a different season, so.
Teams bring their A game or they go home early, Dom. Birds under center here. 3 backs in the backfield, McIntosh, Hunt, and Svidawa. Bird's gonna drop back and throw. He's rushed, he throws it up in the air. That is gonna be picked off by number 35 for Hastings. No time on the clock, finally brought down, picked off by 35. Or excuse me, 36, Drew Bowman for Hastings.
An alert play by Steve Davich and a host of other Vikings to get back on that play, or that would have been devastating for the Vikings, as there was open field ahead. I didn't see who had the pick for Hastings. But now Bird's been picked off twice tonight. Viking offense seems to be stammering a bit, at least as far as the second quarter goes. I'm sure Otluski will address that issue in the locker room. But hey, we got a pretty good game here. Vikings up by a point.
That was real risky, Dom. The Vikings lucked out there on that one. You know, I don't know if I really liked that call, to be honest, but that is Coach Otluski's call, and that's why he's coaching, and I'm up here in the booth.
Yeah, well, it's a difference maybe if you take Bird to the outside and you want to have him, you know, with some momentum to gun the ball for a Hail Mary. But, you know, if you're just dropping back, you look like maybe you're going for the 20, 25-yard pass. You probably should just take the sack on that play, but Conrad Bird has atoned for his mistakes all season long, so don't expect anything less from the senior.
Well, that'll bring us to the end of the first half here in Viking Stadium. The Vikings on top, enjoying a slight lead here, 7-6 over the Saxons from Hastings. We will be right back to bring you the second half action on TV 25.
Our students had a very busy section of fall.
Welcome back to the second half of play as we get set here for the second half as the Vikings will kick off here. They currently lead 7-6 over the Saxons from Hastings, Dom. This should be a pretty good second half.
You just saw the Hastings offense start to come to life a little bit at the end of that first half, Andy. And we go back to it once again. That interception before the halftime, a big break for the Vikings that was not returned for a touchdown, would find themselves down 12 or 14-7 now. But they still do enjoy a lead. They will, though, kick off to start the second half. And Dustin Bowman, with the wind against him, will try to engineer another scoring drive for his Saxons.
I don't think it's going to be as much of a drive, per se, as it was in the first half. You know, their defense is rested. Lewski's had his words with them, and that's going to motivate these kids to come out and play like they did the first 3 or 4 series. And I don't think Bowman's going to have as easy as time as he did in those last few series moving the ball.
I'm sure Lewski had some pretty vocal things to say in the locker room, not so much to rib the play of his players, but maybe just to fire them up a bit. It's cold. This game's really kind of dragged a little bit, especially offensively on the part of Hazlitt as we start the second half.
Nice kick by number 5, Chris Hunt. Falling down, a little confusion on who's going to grab the ball there. Oh, nice little seam there as it's taken by number 45, Joey Keller.
Smart play by Keller to take the ball out of his teammate's hand to avoid any more confusion. And now the Saxons will start 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Well, this is the playoffs, as you said in the beginning of our broadcast, Dom. You have to have your big playmakers handle the ball at all times possible. That was a great read by Keller to sprint up forward. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line here as Hastings takes over for the first time this half. Going to hand it off there to number 14, Schaefer, trying to move the pile. May have gotten 5 yards.
Schaefer, the little man, keeping his feet moving. And he picks up a solid 4.5 to 5 yards. Good first down play for the Saxons, and they'll have it now 2nd and 5.
Viking D looks rested. They look a little more upbeat out there this half, Dom. Be 2nd and 6 here in the 34-yard line. Power I formation here. They're going to give it to Schaefer again. He pounded it up the middle. He's going to be stopped, though. Maybe even lost a yard on that. It's going to be about 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 now for the Saxons.
Maybe with forward progress a yard, but Schaefer not much there. And the Viking defense met him up the line. It's now here a 3rd down. Let's see if Bowman maybe wants to settle back in the pocket and maybe look for Schaefer or possibly even Greenfield.
3rd and 6 on the 34-yard line. There's a fumble. Picked up, but that's going to lose a few yards, and Hastings is going to have to punt it away here.
Smart play by number 52, Ricky Velasky there, as he alertly fell on that ball, prevented the Vikings from taking over in Saxon territory. Now here, the Hastings will have to punt.
Number 5, Chris Hunt is back deep to return, replacing Ruchis, who was taking punts earlier. Maybe trying to bring a little variety of speed here. Hunt's got the better straightaway speed, while Ruchis has the better moves. Nice kick, almost blocked. It's going to take a Saxon bounce. Hunt's going to let it bounce, and it's going to go out of bounds. Hazlitt will take over. 1st and 10.
Vikings do a solid job on defense to start the second half. 3 plays and out. A near turnover on the part of the Saxons. Now Vikings with the ball 1st and 10. Ball just ahead of the 36-yard line. I wonder if Lewski might go to the pass a little bit more in the second half, seeing how the running game has been kept in check for the most part after the first quarter.
Birds under center here to begin the second half. Vikings take over. There's going to be a handoff there. So I think 32, McIntosh. He fought for maybe a yard, maybe 2. No, I'm sorry, that was number 8, Fidowa. Yard and a half at the most. Oh, my mistake. He fought for 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7 here. Vikings just need that one big play, Dom, that they always seem to get late in the games, and that always just pretty much puts things out of reach. They want to get that probably early. Gonna be a handoff there to number 5, Hunt. Shedding tackles, hangs onto the ball. I think he's got the first down, close to midfield.
Very effective run by Hunt as he carried number 40, Dan Slaughter, along with him for about 1.5 yards, just enough to pick up a Viking first down. And they are just short of Saxon territory now. First and 10 at the 49.
Vikings moving the ball here pretty nice here. 9:24 to go in the third quarter. Vikings enjoying a 7-6 lead right now. Driving the ball here, trying to get across midfield. Bird's going to hand it off there to number 8, Fidowa. Still on his feet, finally brought down, maybe got a yard. So far, the Hastings Saxons are keying in on Fidowa, not being able to have one of his regular breakout games.
Fidowa is usually good for 2 or 3 runs of 20 to 25 yards at least. He did take the ball now into Hastings territory. And the Vikings now with a 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8.5 maybe, from just across midfield.
Bird looking to throw here. Overthrows number 5, Hunt.
Got to wonder if the cold air might be affecting Conrad Bird as Hunt was open there.
Brings up 3rd and 9 for the Vikings.
And now, since we have a timeout on the field, we're going to throw it down to Tammy Coates on the sideline. Tammy?
Thanks, Dom and Andy. I'm here with Kate Finkbinder for the musical. Kate, what can you tell us about it?
The musical we're doing this year is called Pirates of Penzance. It's going to be really good. We've got a really strong cast, and we've been working really hard to put it together. We've got great scenery, and it's really going to be a good show, so you should really come out and support it. It's November 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Okay, well that sounds like something everybody needs to come out and support. Dom, Andy, back to you guys.
Thanks, Tammy, for the info on the musical. As Fidowa's run is stuffed. 4th and 9, so Vikings unable to move the ball.
Saxon does a good job of containment there. Hunt was open in the flat, but Bird was unable to get him the ball. And now the Vikings with 4th and 9 will be forced to punt.
Lewski's got to try something else here. They're keying in, seems like, on number 8, Fidowa, so they seem like they got to do something else here. So Austin's going to kick it here. Nice lobbed up kick. Will be taken by the quarterback. Fair catch there at about the 17, 18-yard line, and that's where the Saxons will take over.
Smart play by Bowman to take the fair catch there. Now at the 17, he's going to try to continue his solid offense from the first half. They went 3 and out the first series to start the second. Try to find whatever spark he had as we closed out in the second quarter.
I think the key to this game is going to be field position, Dom. Whoever is going to have the better field position towards the end of the game is going to end up winning this game.
That is very true.
Dustin Bowman here, 1st and 10 on his 17-yard line. Man in motion, that's number 40, Dan Slaughter. They're going to hand it off to Schaefer, tripped up in the backfield. And they've tried to get it to number 14, Schaefer, and he's not been able to get anything started except for that one good run he had late in the second quarter.
Not too much there for Schaefer, maybe a yard. Getting back to what you said, Andy, that was an excellent point. With the conditions tonight, no offense has really seemed to get in sync. Maybe too much of a rhythm going. You got to think maybe, interception, a fumble, a long return here or there could dictate the outcome.
2nd and 9 here for the Saxons as Slaughter's in motion here again. This time runs into Schaefer, does the quarterback Bowman, and almost fumbled the ball, and he goes right down, probably lost a couple there. It's going to be 3rd and about 10, maybe 11 yards now for the Saxons. So the Viking defense again controlling Hastings offense. So we go to a big 3rd and 11 here, and you'll probably see Dustin Bowman here looking to throw. Hasn't thrown too much this half, it's just started. But he has the tools to do it, Dom, and all they have to do is just give this kid some time to throw. He's got kids that'll catch. You're going to hand it. He's going to keep it. Not going to fool the Vikings that time.
Flag on the play, Andy. I think you might see a holder and illegal block, but
regardless, I don't think it's going to be on the Vikings. And I think whatever it is, they'll decline it.
They might have picked that up, but let's see.
I think they picked that up.
My fault. I stand corrected, and now it's going to be 4th and 11 for the Saxons.
So we see number 9, Ruchus, now in to return the punt. We're down under 6 minutes here to go in the third quarter. Nice kick there. Rusius is coming up to the ball. And the Vikings will take over inside Saxon territory for the first time this half.
And here you go, Andy. Fine field position, as you said. Now the Vikings have it. Let's see if they can capitalize on this. Golden opportunity here is you're going to start 1st and 10 at the Saxon 41-yard line.
Especially after the last few stalls that the Vikings have had on offense.
That's true.
I'm sure
they had the one drive that ended in the interception, and aside from that, really since early on in the McIntosh touchdown, not too much as far as engineering a drive by the offense.
Bird's going to give it to number 5, Hunt. He's got the first down across the 30-yard line. Excellent run there by Hunt, and I would just keep giving the ball to Hunt. They're not keying in too much on Chris Hunt, and when they don't, he busts up, you know, a 10, 11-yard run.
Chris Hunt has had a couple of solid runs tonight. There again with a pickup of about 11 to the 30-yard line. This is another first down and 10. Viking offensive drive starts very, very good.
First and 10 on the 30-yard line for the Vikes. Bird's under center here. Hands it off to Hunt again. The ball's loose. The ball is loose. Batted up in the air. It's still on the ground.
I think the Vikings luckily still have it. McIntosh regained it. It looked like it was popped loose again. It's near Bowman in the bottom of the pile, but I'm not sure, Andy. And it's going to be Hastings' ball, I think. Oh, man.
Wow, what a heartbreak. Yep, the official says Hastings' ball. What a tough break there for the Vikings, moving the ball.
3 very costly turnovers. We're going to take a look at the replay of that very unusual sequence of events. So here you see, great shot by our crew. As you see, it looked like it was going to be about a 4 or 5 yard gain for Hunt. You see, he was stripped by number 36, Drew Bowman. Ball pops up in air. It's bouncing off a couple of backs. You're going to see it get snagged here by McIntosh in a second. See, he has it momentarily. Stripped again there by Dustin Bowman. And I don't know how many times that ball might have changed possessions underneath there, but as we're back to the game, looks like Hastings picked up 5 yards on first down, and if they can take advantage of a break like this, that's going to hurt.
2nd and 5 on the 30-yard line here for the Saxons. Big turnover there. Nice shot there on Dustin Bowman. Gonna hand it off there to Schaefer. Didn't get much anything. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
John Keller, I think maybe has fallen a little too much in love with give to Schaefer up the middle. That's a big defensive line in the Vikings, and that's a little running back you got. If you're going to use him like you were using him out in the flat as a receiver, or use him to the outside, because honestly, he doesn't seem to be able to break free up there.
Especially with his speed. If he's utilized more in the flat.
Yeah, of course, that's probably about the time he breaks off for a 69-yard run here. So.
Yeah. 3rd and 4 here on the 31-yard line. He's going to throw it, looking to throw, looking deep to throw. Throws it down the middle, complete.
Great play by Bowman as he was nearly taken down by Livermore on the sack. Bowman kept with it, found his receiver to the sideline, number 45, Joey Keller. Nice job by Bowman as the junior quarterback kept his composure. Now the ball's going to be into Viking territory. Thinking about the 46 of Hazlitt. Look at the replay here. See Bowman scrambling to the outside. Finds his receiver. Fine play by the Saxons.
Option here. Bowman trying to get around outside.
Bowman moves that to about the 47, maybe a foot or two. The Vikings snuffed that play out pretty well.
Big 3rd down conversion, though, again for Hastings on that last play. The composure from Bowman, I think he's showing a lot of poise for being just a junior.
They're spreading out the Viking defense, Andy, and yeah, maybe on 3rd down, and that's a given passing down there, 3rd and long.
Correct.
Maybe something surprise on 1st or 2nd down as he seems to maybe be only resorting to the pass, and Bowman's proven he can find his receivers. So maybe Keller should go to something in the air.
Speaking of going to the air, here comes Bowman. Batted away, though, by Livermore. There's a little pushing and shoving there from Joe Schaefer. Not too happy. I don't really like the way that he's being utilized. He is too small.
You can't be throwing over guys
to be thrown over. Exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to utilize someone with that kind of speed,
dump it off to him.
He's gone pretty much. He has got that kind of speed.
Look at the replay here, the shotgun formation. As you see, Bowman rolls out off his opposite foot. Throws off his opposite foot, actually. And it's batted away by Livermore. Good defense.
3rd and 10 here in the 47. Bowman back in the shotgun again, looking to throw. That's picked off in the backfield. I think that's picked off by number 5, Chris Hunt.
That was Twitchell, Andy, on the interception. As he cut through. And another big turnover for this Viking defense as Hastings was driving and it was looking a little bleak for a moment. And Twitchell with a huge interception gets the crowd back into it and gets the Viking offense back on the field. Also, nice return on the play as he returned it into Saxon territory.
Wow, this game has been so back and forth.
This really is. What a contest.
It's been a good one. Vikings take over here 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line. Conrad's going to hand it off to McIntosh. Trying to push forward. Maybe got a yard.
We're going to see the interception real quick here with of Jared Twitchell's. Rolling out. Seemed to be good throwing off the run all night. Just overthrew. It was intended for Dan Slaughter. And Twitchell was right there behind him for the easy pick.
Excellent job defensively by Jared Twitchell. 2nd and 8 now here for the Vikings on the 46-yard line. 2:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. As Hunt falls down there in the backfield on the fake, maybe tripped up on the sod that's starting to fall apart out there. Going to be about 3rd and 7 now here. Vikings just cannot get anything consistently going with the running game.
Got to give credit too to that Saxon defense. They've really hung in there all night long. Big 3rd and 6 here, Andy, at the 45.
Hands it off there to Hunt. Got the first down. Excellent run by Chris Hunt.
They had one opportunity there to stop him. That was Drew Bowman. And Hunt just bowled over him on his way to a first down. A big first down at that. Now it's going to be first down, 10 yards to go at the Saxon 36.
Excellent run there by Chris Hunt. Continuing what I said earlier about going with Chris Hunt. He hurts you when you least expect it, and that time the Saxons were not ready for it. As you see the end of the replay there, he dives across for the first down. Bird's going to get it on the keeper here, blocked by Davich. Nice block there by Davich. Nice block not to get a clipping call, too.
That's true. Bird did a fine job there. He slipped early, and I think you're seeing evidence of the weather this week as the footing is getting pretty bad towards the center of the field. He cut to the outside and picked up 8 very important yards. Ball now inside the 30.
Field definitely looking a little ragged and a little rough out there right now, Dom, as we're inside a minute here to go in the 3rd quarter. Vikings driving here 2nd and 4 on the 30-yard line of the Saxons. Be nice to put in another one here. Maybe give the Vikings a little bit of a breathing room. Bird's going to hand it off there. The first man through the hole is 5, Chris Hunt. Tripped up. He's short of the first down there. It's going to be 3rd and about 2, maybe 1. We're going to call it 3rd and 2. Big down here. I'd give it to the big kid, 32 McIntosh, have him pound it between the tackles, get the first down, maybe be the last play of the quarter, going to the 4th quarter driving.
That's true with McIntosh here, but he is split out.
He's
maybe
split
as a
out.
receiver.
They're going to give it to Hunt. Hangs on to the ball, first down.
Chris Hunt's been money on this drive so far, and as you said earlier, now So we're gonna have 23 seconds left here in the third quarter. Vikings have a first down at the 22-yard line of Hastings. Vikings would love to get 6 points here. We're gonna look at fantastic angle by our crew. Slow motion as you see Hunt bowl over for the first down.
Down 5 seconds here to go in the quarter. Bird's going to keep it on the keeper. Brought down in the backfield, though, by 58 for Hastings. That's Mike Kiefer. That's going to do it for the third quarter as we go into the fourth quarter. Through Vikings on top, 7-6, driving here. And Dom, Vikings really need to score here, maybe to give them some breathing room and maybe to finish off this pesky Saxon team.
Well, even if the Vikings do continue on with this drive, get the 7 points and go up 14-6, it's still a potential one-possession game given another score and 2-point conversion. Bottom line, the Vikings got to have something positive happen here. Even a field goal would help just to get some points on the board as their offense has just not been able to put anything together and complete the job. They have had a few spurts, as we talked about earlier, and then, of course, the interceptions and the fumble on the last drive before this one. The way the defense is playing, they seem to be pretty solid in the second half for the Vikings, so maybe one more score might put it away, but you at least got to get the 8-point lead.
Yep. This will bring it down here. This will be pretty much the way the Viking season is going to turn out here. This last quarter, this is probably one of the biggest quarters the Vikings have had to face all year. As we said in the beginning of the broadcast, not too much competition through the ICL this year. Most of the teams dropping out of the league, losing a lot of kids and stuff. So
aside from DeWitt, and Fowlerville's pretty decent. The league was pretty
rough
this year. Yeah.
So this will be a big fourth quarter. 2nd and 8 now for the Vikings on the 20-yard line. No, I'm sorry. Not the 20. Yes, this 20-yard line. Bird's going to hand it off to number 8, Fidawa. Maybe got a yard, but still, running up the middle has not moved the ball too much for the Vikings tonight. We come down to a big third down here again. Third and 8 here on the 20-yard line. Don, I would look to try to do something different here. The run up the middle is not working right now.
You'd like to get a first down here. This is 37-yard field goal from here. Yeah, maybe Zilch can hit it, maybe not. So I'd like to get closer either way. And
on the counter, Hunt is going to be dropped in the backfield. So another Viking offensive series is stalled. It'll be fourth down
here.
You got
a decision to make here. You're not going to punt the 20-yard line.
Oh, definitely not.
You're probably going to see him go for it here. Maybe try to engineer some kind of pass to Hunt.
Well,
J.P. Hilkert checks into the game.
The way the weather has been playing here, it's definitely been a factor tonight. Do you sit back and attempt a pass here, or do you try to run it between the tackles, which has not worked so far the last 3 plays?
Maybe Coach Atluski has some kind of trickery here for the backfield, but
Bird's going to play action pass here. Lobs it up. He's got Hamilton. That's going to be picked off, though.
Another drive for the Vikings.
Picked off
disarray.
But number 15, Adam Reel, and I think that's the 3rd interception tonight that Conrad Bird has thrown.
Conrad Bird by no means is, or maybe the one before halftime, have any of these been, in his control? Looks like he just underthrew number 6, Nick Hamilton, as they were going for the end zone on that play. That drive didn't end the way the Vikings wanted by any means.
Definitely not.
One positive they can gain, there's 97 yards to go for Hastings.
Very true. 1st and 10 on the 3-yard line here for Hastings. Handed off there. Looked like to number, I want to say Schaefer because they've been giving it to him all night. But I really can't tell from that angle. Either him or Slaughter.
It was Schaefer.
It was Schaefer. They've been giving it to him all night.
Someone's down, it looks like, for the Saxons.
We got an injured player down for the Saxons.
This time, Andy, while we have a break in the action here, I'd like to extend happy birthday greetings to Scott Casby from his mommy. who asked us to say that. So happy birthday, Scott.
Scott's 17 today. You know what that means. Nothing. But happy birthday, Scooter. This could be a big momentum shift here, especially if this is one of the key offensive linemen for Hastings. I still can't tell who it is.
I don't really think they can lose any of them, especially against the Vikings defensive line.
It's like he's having trouble with his legs. I can't tell what number it is. It looks like...
Well, he's moving all right, so hopefully it's just a problem with his ankle or something. We're going to go down to Tammy Coates on the sideline. Tammy, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Tom and Andy. I'm here with Nikki Lewis for band. Nikki, what can you tell us to what you guys have done so far this season?
Well, all that we got to do was go to a pre-festival and march at Grand Ledge. Our festival got canceled because of a wet season, and that's all we've done.
And now that football season is coming to an end, what else can you tell us that you're going to be doing in the future?
Well, the band is going to be switching over to concert season, and we're going to have 2 bands, Wind Ensemble and Symphony Band.
All right, thank you. Tom, Andy, back to you guys.
For that great insight.
Find out what number that was. It was number 53, Chris Donalds, I do believe, the senior. And that's who it is. So that could be a key loss there for Hastings. He's a big kid to have up front to block.
Hope that Donalds is all right. Maybe the Vikings can take advantage of someone fresh off the bench here. Maybe not with the rhythm of the game.
We'd like to remind everyone at home to make it out to the band festival that will be coming up soon, as stated by our interviewee and interviewer. You like those words?
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you get out and support your Hazlitt activities. Oh, boy. As a big run by Schaefer.
Why did we have to go and put him down like that?
I have no idea, but that's going to get them out. Their backs out of the end zone.
That's a nice run by Schaefer, Andy. He moves that up to the 22. That's a pickup of about 19 yards. It's the little man burns the Viking defense. 1st and 10 for the Saxons.
One of the key factors that's going to come into play, too, is the time of clock, too, as well, Dom. The clock is going to become a factor here late in the game. Bowman's going to give it off to Schaefer again. This time, looks like he's hit right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, possibly 2. Not much of anything that time.
Hamilton and I believe that was 70. Wasn't it 76? Nick King on the play.
Yep.
Vikings keep Schaefer to just 2 this time.
Shot of the ever cheerful and loud student section. Don't they look happy to be here?
Oh, in this kind of weather, how could you not be happy?
Yeah, 2nd and 8 here for the Saxons. To be a counter there to number 42, I believe, B.J. Donini. Donahue? How do you say that?
Danini, dude.
Danini. Okay, thank you.
Come on.
Oh,
now.
I'm sorry. Well, it's an Italian name. I'm going to screw up. My apologies.
It's going to be 3rd and I think Danini picked up maybe a yard, 2. It's going to be probably 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. Big play for the Vikings defense here.
Big play, Dom, especially, you know, they haven't had much of a offensive drive here. They've turned the ball over the last few series.
Got a whistle.
Got a flag here. I think that's going to be on Hastings. Maybe another illegal shift or illegal formation. Oh, wow. That is big.
Lewski will not be happy with that. It looked like an offsides call against Hazlitt.
That'll be, instead of a 3rd and 7, a 3rd and 2 now.
Now it's going to be a lot different story now. 3rd and 2 as opposed to 3rd and 7.
3rd and 2 is a definitely different story here. And this time you can probably just look for Schaefer getting the ball, trying to bounce it outside. Or that's a different kind of shift right there.
Double shift.
Double shift. And I think they're going to give it right to Schaefer. That's where he's going. He's got the 1st down, though.
Schaefer bolted through there. If it wasn't for a good tackle,
he'd been gone.
Looked like by Nick King there. Might have had some room to run.
First and 10 on the 39-yard line for the Saxons of Hastings.
And the penalty comes back to haunt the Vikings, as now it's first and 10 at the 39.
Once again, penalties hurting the Vikings. That pass interference play that led to the score, and now the offsides. There's that double shift again by Hastings. Gonna give it to Schaefer again, and he's gone pretty much nowhere there. Met right at the line of scrimmage, maybe brought back a yard with the forward motion. Second and 10, second and 11 here.
Clock continues to tick. Not so much a factor yet, but now there's 7.5 minutes to go, and Hastings knows they have plenty of time.
Once that clock gets inside of 4 minutes, though, that's when it becomes a factor, a big factor.
Close game like this,
yes.
No question about it.
Second and 10 as Schaefer got no gain on that last run. The 39-yard line. There's a bobbled up ball there. Dustin Bowman pounced on it. I think it was the snap. It just kind of shot up in the air, and he wasn't ready for it.
End up getting back to the line of scrimmage, maybe
I think he got a yard gain on that. We've seen everything else tonight, Dom.
That's true. Nothing we haven't seen out of these offenses. And now it's going to be a 3rd and 9 at the 40-yard line. Another big 3rd and long for Hastings.
We go with that spread offense again that Hastings runs on 3rd downs. Schaefer's in motion here, probably looking for him to get hit. Oh, 32. Ted Greenfield, who's been kind of the favorite target tonight, drops the wide open pass. That would have been a first down.
Got a feel for Greenfield right now. No one's more upset about that than he is. That would have been a first down, maybe a yard short, but a big drop for Hastings and a big drop for the Vikings.
4th and 9 now here. Hastings probably will punt this one away as Hunt is back deep to return. As we see number 88, Zach Fulmer, the captain, kicking it. Nice long kick.
Yeah, nice to get a big return by Hunt here.
He's got no blocking, though, Dom. Just going to run out of bounds about the 26, 27-yard line.
Hunt did a nice job there with 5 guys bearing in on him.
Yep.
Now 6 and 15 to go. The Viking offense will take the field again.
The Vikings definitely have to orchestrate some kind of offensive drive here, Dom.
They'd love to pad this lead if they could. And wouldn't it be something if that blocked extra point ended up to
haunt him?
Yeah.
It just might.
Dictated the outcome. A lot of football left to be played here.
1st and 10 on the 28-yard line. Full backfield for the Vikings. Conrad Bird under center. He's going to hand it off there to McIntosh. He's got some good blocks. Makes a few moves out across the 40-yard line. Big play.
Great run by McIntosh as he moves it 12 yards, and that'll move the chains. 1st and 10 for Hazlitt.
First and 10 on the 40-yard line with the big run there by McIntosh. Come on, McIntosh. He gets down in the set. Gonna give it to him again. Brought right down in the backfield. He kept fiddling with his belt before the snap. And he's dropped in the backfield. And it looks like about a 3-yard loss there.
Pretty big loss for the Vikings there as McIntosh, after the 12-yard run, was stopped in the backfield. We're gonna get a look at the replay here. You see Bird under center. Give to McIntosh, and that was the 12-yard first down run. I'm sorry, I thought that was the loss.
They're gonna give it to McIntosh again this time. He fights across the 40-yard line, maybe a gain of about 4, maybe 5, Dom.
McIntosh picks up what he lost and a couple more. And then 3rd and 9, and money time for this Hastings defense right here. They've got to come up with a stop.
Yep. This could be one of the turning points here in the game here with 4:44 to go in the game.
The Vikings can get a first down here. It'll help them a lot.
Yes, it will.
That's all I'm going to say.
What do you do on that situation here? 4th down coming up. Do you probably kick it away with them?
I run to the outside. I'm not going to take a chance with the 3 interceptions, and might be an encroachment there.
His number 8, Fedawa, pushes again on the pile. No flag thrown. 4th down, and the punting team is coming on. As Keller was there on the stop.
Now with the clock winding towards 4 minutes left, the Saxons are going to get the ball again, as you see our cheerleaders.
And this is very important, Dom. With Hastings getting the ball back, with not a whole lot of time left in the game, they could possibly just run the ball out, the clock out. Oh, not a very good kick there by Joe Austin.
They had the Bowman brothers deep. It's going to be down by number 22, Travis Stenke.
Excellent field position for Hastings here on the 42-yard line with 3:52 to go in the game. Has it clinging to a 7-6 lead. And with the way Schaefer's been going lately, it could be very bad.
Vikings got to watch, make sure he doesn't break to the outside. This has been a fantastic game.
It's been the best game we've called all year, Dom. 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line. Hastings using that spread offense, possibly looking to throw. Schaefer's coming in motion. Hunt's watching him. Looking right at Schaefer. Falls down.
Schaefer fell down there. If he would have been able to stay on his feet, he might have had a chance at that ball. Dangerous play throwing into triple coverage, but it's a pretty good pass by Bowman. And that's going to be 2nd and 10 now.
I think Coach Otlewski's pretty much figured out that he's either throwing to Schaefer or Greenfield. Not too many other people have touched the ball on the receiving end tonight.
That's true.
2nd and 10 here on the 42-yard line. The clock stops with 3:47 to go in the game.
You know Greenfield's going to want to make a big play here to atone for the drop on the last series.
Running a power I. Fakes it here. Pass complete.
I think it's 45. Joey Keller,
captain,
called his name a lot tonight, offensively and defensively. Solid pickup for the Saxons.
Big game there. It's going to be about 3rd and 3 now here for Hastings.
3rd and 3 for the Saxons.
Might see a little dump off to Schaefer.
Yep.
Let's see what Coach Keller has in mind.
I'm thinking here a run by the big guy, Keller. Or not Keller, excuse me. Yeah, Joey Keller, I'm sorry. They're going to give it to Schaefer.
He's going to be maybe a half-yard short. He's pretty close, though, Andy.
It's where the knees go down. People forget it's where the knees go down, not where the ball ends up. He's going to be short. No, they're going to time out for measurement. I don't think he's got it.
You're probably going to see him be maybe a football length short. I don't know, though. It's pretty close.
It's pretty close, and with the spots the officials have been giving tonight, probably going to be pretty generous here.
I think he's got it.
He's got it. He has got it. That could be huge.
Big 1st down for the Saxons. Now in Viking territory. 1st and 10 here. 3.5 minutes to go.
That Viking defense has been out there a lot this game. They're probably starting to get a little tired. They're going to have to pick it up here with 3:30 to go in the game.
That's very true, Andy. It seems since the 2nd quarter, we've seen the Saxon offense quite a bit.
Going to reverse it there to Schaefer. Almost stripped it. Got a big 1st down, though.
Schaefer now inside the 40, and the Saxons are driving with some authority here. 1st and 10.
Vikings looking very, very tired out there, Dom. I don't know if they got enough left in them to keep Hastings from punching it into that end zone on the 38-yard line with 3:16 to go in the game. They got to step it up right here. It's either time for Hazlitt to put up or shut up.
D's got to make a stand right now. 3 minutes to go.
We're going to give it to Schaefer again. He's going to be stopped, though, for maybe a 2-yard gain, if that. Clock is going to continue to run here.
It's a good play, Andy, by Nick King. Mentioned his name a few times here in the 2nd half and on the tackle.
2nd and 8 now. This is a huge series here for the Viking defense. They pretty much stop Hastings here. They pretty much are going to walk away with a win. 2nd and 8 on the 36-yard line. 2:35 to go in the game. Vikings 7, Hastings 6.
You got to remember, Hastings only needs 3 points too, Andy.
That's right. They're going to hand it off there on the counter to number 40, Dan Slaughter. Maybe trying to push it into field goal range here, if anything, if Hastings cannot get into that end zone on this drive. Be 3rd.
And about 5 maybe?
Yep. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. Call it 3rd and 5. This is probably
coming down on 2 minutes here now, T.
3rd and 5. This is probably one of the biggest plays this Hazlitt team has had to put up with this entire year.
Crowd coming alive.
Gonna hand it off to Schaefer. He's trying to bounce outside. Brought down. Excellent pursuit by the Vikings.
Big defensive play.
And he did not get out of bounds, and the clock is gonna continue to run.
It's gonna be up 4th down here, undoubtedly, unless I don't know what kind of foot the kicker has.
I think Hastings is gonna call a timeout here. Hastings is going to call a timeout here. 4th and 4 on the 32-yard line with 1:38 to go in the game. What a great pursuit there by the Viking defense.
Definitely to the outside as they pinned Schaefer to the outside and did not allow him to break free.
I have not seen the kicking ability by Hastings kicker, but it looks like they're going to put him out there. The kicker is Zach Fulmer. He was kicking in warm-ups. This would be a 47-yard kick.
Wow.
Again, into the wind, too, so he's got the wind to help him.
Yes,
Or with the wind,
yeah,
I'm
he's
sorry.
with the wind.
He's with the wind, so that would help him.
If they do try this, Andy, I'm not so sure. This could have just been a diversion. I don't know what they're going to try, but if they do, we're looking at 47 yards. You figure the wind's going to give you 2 to 3.
Yeah. Still, I have not seen what kind of kick like this kid has.
You see the student section going nuts. For all intensive purposes, it'd probably be about a 43, 44-yarder.
I think they're going to go for it, though, Dom.
Not a bad move if you got the play called what you want.
Nope. They're sending out Fulmer.
Oh, here we go.
They're going to call another timeout. They were not ready. Looks like Fulmer is not happy. They're going to burn another timeout.
Another timeout called by Hastings.
Hastings
I'd honestly look for the fake here, Dom, to be honest. 4th and 3.
Vikings are going to be all over a fake.
I'd be looking for a fake here. I'd snuff out anything. Fulmer, I do not know what kind of leg this kid has. This would be huge, though, regardless.
Regardless if he hits it, the Vikings still do have a minute 30. Yep. There's no reason to panic.
Exactly.
The pressure right now is on Hastings.
But pretty much if the Vikings stop him here, just pretty much probably run that clock out with a minute 38. Vikings are
especially
very
because
good
Hastings has spent all their timeouts.
Yep.
I don't know, Andy. I would feel a lot more comfortable being 10 yards closer from Hastings.
Yeah.
I'm going to ride an entire season on, a 47-yard field goal.
Exactly.
When the one kick you did attempt was blocked tonight.
All right, Fulmer's out there.
All right, crowd's on its feet.
I don't know about this, Dom.
Well, Keller, if they hit this, Keller's a genius. If not, they're going to question him. So let's see what he does.
Punts back. It's kind of a crappy angle, too, as well. Fulmer is ready.
Oh,
that is a false start on Hastings. What a huge, huge play.
The Vikings showed blitz there and looked like someone in the offensive line jumped. That's moving back 5 yards. And I think you're going to have to see the offense come back on the field now for a 4th and 8 play.
That was huge. Absolutely huge.
Saw the Viking coaches leap up.
But still, you have to stop Hastings' offense. And Fulmer is out there as a blocker. They're going to go for it here. 4th and 8.
Shotgun formation, T.
Schaefer coming across, probably looking to throw to Schaefer. Schaefer's coming right this way. He is looking right at him. Lobs up, picked up by number 5, Chris Hunt.
Hunt with the interception at the 17, and the Vikings will take over 1st and 10.
Unbelievable, Dom.
Tell you what, Bowman had his receiver, and that would have been enough for a 1st down had he come down with that.
He had 2 guys open. Two men open, and Bowman just threw it pretty much away right into the hands of Chris Hunt. pretty much been the whole story of this whole game. Lots of turnovers.
And now with Hastings with just one timeout, they might be regretting spending that extra one.
Hand off to McIntosh.
I don't know why Coach Keller's not calling a timeout
I
right
have
now.
no
So he does
idea
have
why he's
one
not
left.
calling a timeout. First, it'll be second down now. Clock is just going to continue to run. 2nd and 9 here now for the Vikings. Just going to keep the ball on the ground would be the smart thing to do. Just want to run that clock out, Dom, as we're under a minute now. And then still, I have no idea why Hastings have not called a timeout. Maybe looking to call one right here as there's a keep from Bird.
Probably call one right now.
Brought down by number 36.
Still has not called a timeout here. We're under 40 seconds.
Wow, I'm the most surprised man here.
I really don't know what coach is waiting for here as we hit 35 seconds now. Maybe he's thinking that they're going to get a punt and maybe one last stab
chance.
at it.
Yeah.
Now we're down to 25 seconds, 20 seconds now here. Pretty much you just got to run one more play and the Vikings are going to win this game. Hand it off to Hunt. Gets hit the tackle. They're at 10 seconds. Now they're going to call a timeout with 9 seconds. I do not know if I agree with that too much or not, Dom.
Well, as it works out, you weren't going to have much more than 9 seconds regardless. Most coaches there would call the timeout on second down.
See,
However,
that's
now
why I'm in the booth
they're on the
and they're on the field, but I'm usually pretty smart in the booth. And I'm going to go with my intuition here and say that they're going to probably have a good punt here by Joe Austin with 9 seconds here. Regardless, he's going to get it probably to the 50.
They're going to rush the heck out of Joe Austin.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be all coming down on him. I don't know if they're going to have Hunt in there to punt or if they're just going to go with Austin, who they have all night.
Well, regardless of what happens, the Vikings cannot get beat deep. And pretty much that's probably the mentality that Hastings is shooting for here. Giving Bowman a chance to throw it deep because, I don't know.
If something unforeseen does happen, like a block, if he gets this ball up in the air, there's not going to be much time for a big return. You know, if you get a return, time might run out before you even have an offensive play. You might see him call the fair catch. Even then, it will be close and try for a Hail Mary.
Well, Joe Austin is back to kick. 4th and 6 on the Vikings' own 21-yard line.
And the Saxons are going to come. Not much of a kick.
Not much of a kick at all.
That bounces out of bounds. There's 1 second left.
That's going to do it. Hazlitt's going to hang on, Dom. What a unbelievable game.
I thought he got out of bounds with about a half second to go. But
officials are still on the field.
They might put a little time back on the clock. I was going to say, it looked like the ball might have hit out of bounds, or he definitely stepped out of bounds when there was time on the clock.
Lewski is over there. They are setting the ball down. I think they are going to give him time on the clock.
Is this interesting or what? They're going to have to call back the Vikings to the sidelines. So some people's headed for the exits here.
Nope, they're going to call it ball game. There go the officials. That's the ball game.
Are you sure? Oh, yeah, it is.
Yep, officials are off the field. Livermore's already over there, congratulating Hastings on a great game.
Some confusion there. Would that have been interesting? They would have had about a chance for a 49-yard field goal with the win.
Wow. Hazlitt will now advance to the granddaddy of them all, probably. If East Lansing did hold on to beat Charlotte tonight, it will be Hazlitt and East Lansing next week at EL.
Hopefully we'll be bringing that game to you. If Charlotte did win tonight, we'll have that back for you Friday night. If that game is in East Lansing, depending on what happens as far as the press box situation, we hope to bring that game to you. Either way, it'll be a great contest, but it'll be pretty hard to exceed what we saw tonight, Andy, as a fantastic effort